Welcome, welcome again, hooligans. Another time, another day, another weekend, another match day has come and gone. Surprising results in, the top games or teams involved in the top tier of the league, the EPL, and some surprising results for sure. Very surprising results in most of these games. And we just want to spend some time looking at some of these games. Now, as you can see, I'm wearing a Chicago Bulls jersey. Reason being, the last time I likened Manchester United to Chicago Bulls, and I really cannot stomach putting on the Manchester United jersey again. So instead, I am adorned in a Chicago Bulls jersey. We're trying out another new thing just to see, how we can manipulate these things and look on the different things in the league. So I'm editing and producing and all of that at the very same time. Something I want us to do as well as we go through is just send your comments. My brethren, them who sees me and who are watching, big up on yourself. CC, right through, 1CC. Yes, Cornell College we're talking about, not the other CC, yeah? So I want to begin first by looking at this great club, this wonderful club that friends of mine support. A club that has fallen from grace over the last few years, but a club that now sits atop the EPL, a club that has won their first 3 games for the first time in almost 20 years, going back to the 2003-2004 season when they did what Wenger was mocked for. Wenger said it's not impossible to finish the EPL unbeaten, and persons mocked him for it, and they did it. We call it the invincible era under Arsenal, and they came back in 2004-2005 and won their first 5 games, and then they were beaten, I think, by Manchester United, and that broke, I think, a 49-game winning streak. 49 games without losing a game. Now Arsenal sits atop the EPL, a position that many persons like YouTube sensation, KSI would love to see Arsenal finishing atop the league. Persons like Chunks, another influencer, would love to see Arsenal finish atop the league. Friends of mine like Birdie, Pluggy, Furley, these friends would definitely like to see Arsenal finish atop the league. In my estimation, I don't think Arsenal is going to finish atop the league. I said last week that Arsenal doesn't seem to be playing a kind of football that is sustainable, or a system that is currently sustainable. Truth be told, that this last win was the most convincing win from Arsenal thus far. Wonderful, wonderful season. And I'm wondering if Jesus is not in some regard, showing that Pep's refusal to play him in that traditional number 9 role was a madman's science project gone right. Because the reality is, Pep Guardiola won 2 Premier Leagues thus far, using Jesus out wide or refusing to use him and using a false 9. Sometimes Foden, sometimes Raheem in that position, sometimes Bernardo Silva. And the biggest mistake he made was playing Kevin De Bruyne in the false 9 against Chelsea in the UCL final. But Jesus is looking a man reborn. Nicodemus came to Christ and said, "How can I be born again? I cannot re-enter my mother's womb." Here is Jesus, Jesus, reborn, rejuvenated, showing signs of a person regenerated and saying to Pep Guardiola, you should have been playing me in this position. I should have been the natural replacement for Sergio. Yes, but Pep refused to play him in that position consistently anyways. When he started playing him there, if he failed, he was out. If he had a bad game, he was out. And Jesus has come to Arsenal, and Arsenal has kind of readjusted. Though they have a lineup on paper, you are definitely seeing that Jesus is playing the number 9 role and Martinelli playing on the left, Saka playing on the right, and they look very, very, very good as a result of it. Jesus is showing his strength to hold up the football and effect good passes, assists, and he is a force to be reckoned with. Can Arsenal sustain this kind of momentum? Can Arsenal finish the next 7 games still atop the EPL? Personally, I don't think they can. I think they lack some depth. They are doing well. They have yet to face one of the top tier have form and momentum to beat the likes of a Manchester United and a Liverpool. You should get to that game currently. Even Chelsea, well, definitely the Chelsea that turned up against Leeds. And we will come to those games as we continue. I want to, should I go here? Yeah, let me go here. Manchester City v Newcastle United. Newcastle United, a team that has come into money, a team that has been able to stay in the EPL on the back of a very tumultuous season last season by getting some money, new funds, people. I said it that I'm going to prove that apart from Leicester City, the clubs that have won the EPL at least over the last 15 years, if not 20 years, have been the clubs that have spent a lot of money to do so. And here we find Newcastle coming against a Manchester City team that was in form, a Manchester City team that showed dominance to take the lead against their former opponents and just surge forward, winning with great assurance to fans like myself, showing us that they are definitely a force to be reckoned with. Came up against a Newcastle team with, listen, there is speed and there is speed. There is the likes of a Raheem Sterling fast, and there's the likes of can I find him? A Maxim, Saint Maxim, or Maximum, a same name, whatever his name is, that kind of fast. Now, it is wonderful to see Manchester City under such pressure. This is the Manchester City team that was beaten by the Newcastle team. I said beaten because the reality is, though City had threatened prior to Newcastle going up, 3-1, Newcastle showed that they are a beast of a team with what's his name on the team, Saint Maxim on the team. Now, one of the things, I hope you are seeing my mouse. Yeah, if you can see that little thing there, trust me, I soon get it right where I can draw on screen and these kind of things. But one of the things that I had commented on in my previous video, my last video, and I took it out, was the fact that when Kyle Walker, who plays wing back, tucks into the middle when De Bruyne tries to run off the shoulder of Haaland or Mahrez when Mahrez plays out wide as the inverted right winger. There is this gap, this gaping hole on the right side of a City team that can be exploited. And if you watch the first goal and the way that Newcastle came at City, it was along the right side, City's right side, Newcastle's left side, because Kyle Walker has a tendency to step in beside Rodri, and De Bruyne goes forward a lot more, and it leaves this gaping hole. This brother here, John Stones, in my opinion, are definitely an excellent defender. A friend of mine and I were talking about John Stones being ranked as one of the top 10 defenders in the EPL. And I'm saying on form, not last season, because he wasn't playing as much last season. But when Laporte was out for a while and John Stones was partnering with Diaz, he looked very, very well. And the reality is, in football, you do need partnerships to look good. Yes, you can have a standout player, but most times you do need partnerships to look good. And Stones with Diaz in the 2020 to 21 season looked great. However, when you isolate a man like John Stones, yeah, with Saint Maximim coming, same name pronounced, whatever name pronounced, yeah, coming in at him with pace, John Stones is always going to come out second best, coming up against a man like Saint Maximim. Yes, Saint Maximin, the man is just a brilliant footballer. Money well spent. And if he isolates a John Stones will always be eating his dust. Listen, even Kyle Walker was chasing back a lot and came out second best. If Kyle Walker comes out second best against a footballer, you know that that's a pacey footballer. So we look on the first goal with him putting it across the box. Unconventional finish, but very well deserved. A 3-2 win, a 3-3 win, for Newcastle, in my opinion, because Newcastle put City on the ropes. Let me comment on something that I'm seeing happening with Foden. In the last game, Foden got a sitter assist to pass in the path of Haaland, and he chose to kick it. In this game as well, he got a similar assist to just roll to the feet of Haaland, and he did not. I'm keen to see how this partnership with Foden playing out on the left develops, because Foden will always get opportunities to just roll them into the path of Haaland, and Haaland is going to show his ability to finish. I mean, he got some goals that he missed, but nonetheless, it was a very, very good game from Newcastle. It's good, very, very good to see Manchester City against the ropes. I said before, yes, I'm a City fan, not a Wagonist. I can explain why, but I am choosing not to. But it's definitely good to see Manchester City being forced against the ropes. As for the likes of Silva playing on the right wing as the inverted right winger, it has worked in the past. He has played it in the past, but I really prefer to see, as he showed his talent last season, him playing in a position that Gundogan is playing in. It's going to be difficult. It's a difficult decision for Pep to make, because the reality is that you need players like these playing, and you need players like these getting their time on the pitch. And Gundogan does play quite well out in that position for City. Yeah. But I prefer to see Mahrez playing the inverted right winger. I just prefer to see it. And Pep is going to suffer as well, because Jack Grealish is never ever going to give Pep the kind of season that he wants from him. My standard for Jack Grealish is for Jack Grealish to give me Sterling's last season. If Jack Grealish gives me Sterling last season, that's a success. I doubt he will. And playing Foden on that side as a natural left foot on the left side he has done it in the past, but I just think Pep's system has to be a right footer on the left wing, a left footer on the right wing. I think Alvarez can play out there, but let's see where Pep goes with that. That brings me to this. Listen, Chelsea. Chelsea was pushed back aggressively by a Leeds United team that came at them and did not allow them at any point to settle. When we look on the free kick that resulted, I think, in the second goal, we see Raheem Sterling being pushed so far back that he has to be tackling on the edge of his 18-yard box. Very lucky it wasn't a penalty. I mean, a soft foul, yes, but there was enough contact because Leeds United came out running against Chelsea. And again, that's what caused the first goal when Mendy, I'm not going to even say what they're calling Eduardo Mendy in the memes and those kind of things. But they were just running fearlessly at Chelsea. They showed Chelsea little to no respect. And it paid off. In the first goal, the pressuring back pass back to Mendy. I don't know what Mendy was doing. Kick the ball out for a corner or boot the ball out first time. What are you doing? You're not a center forward. You're not a link man. Play simple football. Yes, it's not the first he's doing it, and I guarantee it will not be the last in this season of the EPL, unless he just gets into the habit of booting the football out. But Leeds United came at one of the giants of the EPL, Chelsea, who I think I've picked for third place. I really think they're going to get there, but not with this current form. And I don't know why Raheem Sterling is being played in the 9 position as the center forward. For me, Raheem Sterling has to be played on the wing. Yes, England uses Raheem Sterling mostly on the right side, sometime in place of Saka, or like City uses him on the left side where he gets best result. That's how England uses him, and I think he's best suited as a winger, not as a center forward. He scored a goal that was deemed half-side. It was half-side by VAR, but I really do think he's best suited playing on the wings, and you will not get the purchase that you want from him playing him in the center of the park. But Leeds United, big upset win over the likes of Chelsea, and they just came at Chelsea pushing back. Leeds is showing that Chelsea has some vulnerabilities in the very same way that Newcastle showed that if you have pacey forwards, primarily on either of the wings, because Manchester City's, why do I keep calling Manchester City Manchester United? I'm coming to Manchester United. But people are showing, Tottenham did it one season, Leicester City did it one season, that Manchester City's vulnerabilities are shown when the wing backs either tuck in. Cancelo Moore now going attacking up the wing as if he is what his number is now, a number 7. So he's mainly going up the wing. But before he used to tuck in as well, and Kyle Walker doing that. Pep is not going to play a kind of system where he is going to have a player playing back just to suit or to break up the opponent's attack. Chelsea has vulnerabilities in defense with the likes of Rudiger coming out. I think, what's his name? Kimba, whatever that African guy is. He is robust. He is hard. He's a hard tackler. But those kind of center forwards are not necessarily appreciated in this. Center halves are not necessarily appreciated in this era of the game. He needs to show a little bit more, not grit, because grit he shows, but a bit more composure is the word I'm looking for as a center forward, as a center half. So Chelsea beaten outrightly, and Leeds United deserved that win. Chicago Bulls. Most of my friends belong to the worst EPL fan club that there is. I've always disliked Man United, but Rashford has returned to some semblance of form. It would seem. I'm not going to jump on the bandwagon that friends in like the real football fans group are jumping on. Oh, United has been born again, as they have come, they have been redeemed. No. I want to see United play against a team that is full strength. I said in that group that United played against a dilapidated Liverpool team, and I stand by it. I stand by it because Liverpool didn't have the likes of Thiago available, didn't have the likes of Darwin Núñez available due to stupidity. And for the likes of me, I cannot understand why Klopp started Fabinho on the bench. Listen, I'm no football expert, but Fabinho is one of the best D-mids or holding midfielder, whatever you want to call it, in the EPL. I struggle to find two holding midfielders better than Fabinho in the EPL currently. I would really struggle. And you're going to start Fabinho on the bench and then bring him on. That to me is just a horrible mistake. It's a Pep Guardiola mistake. It's a mad scientist mistake by Jurgen Klopp. And if for that alone, he deserves to be beaten. What it shows again is that pace in the EPL matters. Pace and fearlessness in the EPL matters. Yeah? 1 hug, 2 hug, 3 hug, 5 hug, 4 hug. What am I saying? 1 hug, 2 hug, 3 hug, 4 hug, 5 hug, 10 hug. Chose to put a team on the pitch that had youth, but one that also had pace. And as he said in the interview, my players can beep, play well. And they did. Though they came up against a dilapidated Liverpool, it did not give United an advantage. If anything, it just made the playing field level. So I'm not making an excuse for Liverpool. What I'm saying is that the injuries made the 11v11 equal. You're still at the likes of a Mohamed Salah. You're still at the likes of what's his name on the wing? Diaz. Yes, you're still at the likes of a Henderson or Robertson. So there were a Trent Alexander-Arnold. Alisson was still in goal. Yes. So James Milner was on the field. Yes, a geriatric, but nonetheless a very good player. And you still had those players on the field. So because of United's form and Liverpool's injury, no one had an advantage. It was an equally matched match. And United showed some gut, showed some grit, and took away my bragging rights. Won the game convincingly. Apart from maybe the last 15 minutes of the second half, it was all Manchester United. Manchester United got something, dug deep and got something. They bought Casemiro, and I'm not even going to comment on that yet until he plays his first game for United. But it was a deserved win for Manchester United. I cannot really and truly make an excuse by saying Liverpool didn't have a full contingent available. I don't think Klopp put his best 11 on the team, but the 11 that starts, I believe, based on form, was equal to Manchester United. And they just flopped. They just didn't turn up. Mohamed Salah was late to the party. As a matter of fact, he did not turn up to the party at all. At all. He was not at the party. And it was handed to Liverpool properly, might I say. Now, I want to bring to the screen, because I spoke about him last week, and it's only apt for me to appropriate for me to make mention of him again. And it's this fellow, Martial. Now, Martial is being touted by many as one of the persons who is going to add to this fresh wind that's blowing in the Man United camp. I'm not convinced, seriously not convinced, that he is going to be such a major player. A very, very, I can't say, multiple potentiality, right? He has that. But I want to see the evidence. I want to see the evidence. So people are touting a Rashford, Sancho, and Martial top three. It sounds good on paper, but I want to see the evidence. I do believe Casemiro will come and put some anchorage if Ten Hag decides to get rid of McFred. He played them yesterday, but what I liked about yesterday's game as well is that Eriksen was alongside Bruno in more an attacking role rather than having McTominay and Fred playing this 2-DM system of football. I hate to see it. Pep did it and lost. I keep referring to Pep's mistakes when I see them in other teams, but I do believe that, you know, this is a good trio on paper, and I'm happy as well and I'm kind of waffling now, but I'm happy as well for this player who scored a goal. I think it will do well for him and well for United in their fresh wind that's blowing in the camp. So I did commend them hard and I have to give them props. Deserved win, an equal match, and they came out on top by just playing some good EPL football. I don't think I have anything else to say. I'm going to be waffling if I continue, and I don't want to bore you. I'm going to be back with you this week, just looking at a roundup of the matches that's to come. I promised you that last week I did not come. Big up yourself, Melbourne, if you watched till the end, because you asked me, how comes there's no hooligans out? Well, here it is, my friends. And yeah, this is where I'm going to cut it off. But listen, keep tuned to the EPL hooligans. And please, 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 share the thing, man. Share the thing. Peace out.